decided to play Enlisted, and there was a camping tank that killed you specifically over and over and over, and you just gave up, left the house to touch some grass and drink a good old cup of bleach, and you can't stop thinking, damn, I wish that gray zone camper just died in that game. Well, I got a very unconventional solution that me and a couple fellers shown here had come up with and kind of refined it a little bit. And this proposal is a resistance class in Enlisted. Now, those history buffs out there, you know what resistance is. You know what the resistance anything is. You know, the Polish, Greeks, you know, all of them, right? For those who don't know, these were people who fought behind enemy lines, sabotaged people, and helped pilots who were like shot down and all that. They were typically supplied with weapons or captured weapons to, you know, shoot the enemy that's trying to unresistance their resistance. And these were all over the place, right? You got the Greek resistance, you got the partisans, you got the French resistance, you got the Filipino resistance, you know, and much, much more. Both against the Allies, both against the Axis, and even against both at some point. But I'm not going to get into the both part. Now that y'all have known the history or learnt yourself a little bit of history about the resistance groups, let's get into a little bit of gimmicks on if this was implemented into Enlisted, what they can do, all right? Now, on the topic of behind enemy lines, let me just say right now, I believe they should spawn in the gray zone. But before you click off this video, I think they should spawn in a portion of the gray zone. Now let me explain and show a map right here. Maybe marked off as orange or blue. As like a resistance area, right? Not quite a gray zone, because regular soldiers can't progress to there until they capture the zone. However, resistance movements can spawn in it. So they're not going to be spawn camping tanks, right? Because that's kind of a mean thing to do. But I guess they could spawn camp the enemy. But then again, the enemies kind of got shields, you know. You know when you just shoot the enemy when they just spawn in, when they capture the point, and that little shield icon comes. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. On the flip side, I do realize how overpowered this can be, which is why I suggest most possibly, maybe, hopefully, one, an even more slimmer chance 2 players can spawn as this class in the game. So it doesn't ruin the balance, but it also bothers the enemy. You get what I'm saying? Anywho, past that, right? I guess another thing is if you leave the gray zone, well, this resistance area zone, right? Resistance zone. You can't enter that zone again. Hey, future me here. While I was editing this video, I got to this part of the footage. Well, not footage, audio. My apologies. And my stuttering annoyed the hell out of me. So I was like, let me just cut this out and put future me here. And here I am. So basically, what I was saying was I don't think the engineers should be in the squad because they will be camping a lot more often than they already will. Oh, another thing, really important, randomized weapons. See, resistance groups, as I said before, they don't have a specific weapon that they can go to all the time because they are in an enemy-controlled territory. So they have to rely on airdrops from the Allies or Axis, depending on what side, right? To give them stuff like Kar 98s, bars, Sten guns, Lewis, Mosins, the whole shebang, you know? Oh, one more thing, right? I feel like these squads must have at most two AT gunners, maybe one, right? As a requirement to counter these gray zone camping bastards. And here's how I would put it: as either a premium squad or an event squad, featuring like if this is French Resistance specifically, if this is a French Resistance premium or event squad, and they must have a special weapon, I wouldn't suggest like a main. I would suggest like the FP45 Liberator pistol, right? Because that was made specifically for the Resistance. I guess anywhere, I think, but I think it was mainly used in France. Actually, no, there's no. Whatever, right? FP45 Liberator for a resistance group. And if there is other resistance group, let's say there's a potential Polish campaign starting from 1939 to 1940, whenever the Warsaw Uprising was. I guess they could have the Bekovik one machine pistol. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Sorry, my bad, Golden Tony. I'm spitting all over your language, basically. But yeah, that's my suggestion. Hopefully, you guys agree with it. If you don't, leave it down in the comments. I will be more than glad to uh, discuss it. I'm not a back and forth argument or anything. That's kind of because nothing gets done then. Hopefully, the developers look at this. At least maybe consider it, because the gray zone is right now a big, big, big issue. And if there is some reliable way we can counter this, I think this is it. Now, it's not a long-term solution, but you know what I mean. Obviously, toxicity will come from anywhere. But yeah, like I said, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Please like and subscribe. And if you don't think I earned it, then I'll try better next time. But until next time, catch you on the flip side.